All right, everyone. So Mark Rosewater was asked an interesting question on his Tumblr blogatog in regards to double masters. So I'm just going to read this and I'm going to talk about it kind of impromptu. Hey Mark, I know that you probably won't answer this, but I really wanted you to pass this along if possible. Double masters, while being a cool set, I am assuming, is priced out of my range. While you don't control the pricing, I wanted you to know that $300 a box before gouging is going to really spoil a lot of the community's goodwill towards your company. I know that the company line it's not for everyone, but Mr. Rosewater, it's a bridge too far for this 15-year invested player. Mark responded with, I want to have an honest discussion with all of you. While making Magic the best game it can be is important to us, we are also a business. Part of our job as a business is to recognize all the various audiences and create products to serve them. That's how we make money, finding player desires and filling them with products. One of our audiences are invested players with higher price thresholds. That is, there are players who are willing to spend a lot of money for highly desired cards, be it reprints or alternate versions. It is in our interest to make products for those players, things like Double Masters and Collector Boosters. Note that we take great care to make those products something that group is happy to buy. The issue is those desirable cards are also desired by players who that product is not aimed for. Desirable cards are desirable cards. So when we make those products, that group gets upset because the prices seem so high. It feels like an insult. We made something they like, but we price them out of being able to purchase them. I get the ill will, but I also feel like not making products for that audience is unfair for both that audience and us. So I'm turning to all of you that feel upset. How can we make these products in a way that allows that audience to get what they want without all of you feeling like we're doing harm to you? Okay, so first off, in regards to double masters, let's talk about master sets in the purpose of master sets. The initial purpose of master sets from Modern Masters 1 was to basically reprint cards for the Eternal formats that have gotten crazy expensive. And that's just an inevitability with Eternal formats and longevity of card games. If you don't reprint a card, they're going to get more and more expensive, and people who want to play those formats are just going to get priced out. So on the first note, I would not consider, or it should never have been a consideration, to have Double Masters be a premium product set, in the sense that it targets very, very specific high dollar players. The purpose of Masters sets in general should be to allow access for players who want to get into Eternal formats to be able to play the Eternal formats. I don't understand the logic of Double Masters and saying that this is for these kind of we'll use the commercial term of whales, as a product specifically targeting whales, when you guys also created a VIP pack of the same set. So that just seems like double talk to me. We're gonna make a premium product of a premium product. But the purpose of master sets should have always been to decrease the value of the cards for the Eternal market, or to create enough quantity of those cards to affect those markets. And for the most part, whenever a master set is printed, it has affected them for that intended result. I would argue that more master sets should be printed. The amount of quantity of master sets being printed is not nearly enough to affect the market in a very substantial way. It's just kind of upsetting to me that the idea that it's unfair to people who are rich to not create a product for them, but it's a collectible card game, and that's what foils were intended to be. And I get that not everybody likes foils, but Wizards, you guys were going in kind of a very good direction in terms of targeting that. Collector boosters are that product, and regular packs of collector boosters are not super out of reach for people who can't spend a lot of money. $25 is a lot for something that has potentially lower EVs than it actually has, but that's the risk of cracking packs to begin with. But on the secondary note of what can appease everybody, you guys have already done that. you guys have created these products, like you guys created Modern Horizons and Battlebonds, and to a set that we don't have right now because of how in demand it was, Mystery Booster. Mystery Booster was kind of like that really good reprint set that we don't get often, that everybody enjoyed. Like everyone enjoyed, and it wasn't, and again, granted that there was some price gouging on mystery boosters at launch, it wasn't more expensive than just a normal box of Magic. And if it was in a print to demand format where we could just keep getting mystery booster like that for 6 to 9 months, that was reasonable. People love mystery booster. Like everyone loves mystery booster. Like I think the idea that you have to target a specific audience based on income is kind of the wrong idea when it comes to printing things for collectible card games. Everybody should be able to enjoy everything in a collectible card game. It should be the quality of the product that matters more than what you put out. People weren't asking for like 16 secret layers. And I get like prior to that product, the only way to substantially affect the secondary market was to create reprint sets. But WotC, you guys have already created products that directly influence the secondary market in the form of secret layers. And on that note, I think it's absolutely ludicrous that you guys are holding the reprint equity hostage on fetch lands. Like the reason why fetch lands are so expensive, like specifically the Zendikar ones, is because you guys don't print enough quantity to affect the overall long-standing pricing of those fetches. Like look at the cons fetches, they're growing, but they're still at a fairly reasonable-ish price, like $30 to $40 for kind of the highest ones. Like yeah, it gets kind of expensive, and that's what happens with eternal formats. But like look at the price of Zen fetches. Picking up a secret lair ultimate edition is the same as picking up 5 fetches. So the logic of picking up that so that you get a special variant, I mean, it's a good deal for the consumer, I guess, but you guys didn't reasonably affect the pricing of fetches. All you guys did was just sell fetches at the current market price to the consumer. Granted, they're really, really nice fetches, but again, like if the purpose of reprinting a card is to lower their value, that product has failed. Like it's no stretch, it's not a stretch to say that the whole purpose of reprinting a card is to make its price more reasonable, to decrease the value of a card. And if it doesn't do that, then the purpose of that reprint has failed. I'm just saying, that's my, I guess, reasonable take on this product overall and kind of the trend that Wizards has gone.